Go for it, RJ.
Thank you. Welcome everybody to our very first Customer Factor Facebook group on how-to videos, how to use certain parts of the Customer Factor as a learning tool for everybody. And just understand that we're a bunch of volunteers. We're not part of the staff of Customer Factor, but we're all users, and amongst us are some super users, and that's a term that Stephanie defined. Super users meaning people who are very accustomed to using it, very comfortable using it, and can actually turn around and show us all how to use it better if you don't already know. That is the purpose of this. That's it. Customer Factor, when I spoke to Steve last time, he said he had over 4,000 users. So at some point, someone's going to tap into this and hopefully gain something from it. So if you couldn't make the live call, welcome to you whenever and wherever you are. And we have Stephanie Ramsey, who's going to be supporting. There she is. Hi, Steph. Stacy Kunkel. Hi, Stacy. And then Jen Renee from Seattle. So these three ladies are going to help us. The first part today that we're going to conquer is the big proposal. And there's a lot of people that don't know how to maximize the use of the big proposal. And we're going to share with you how to get started on it. We're going to share with you the intricate parts of it, how to upload things from your desktop, laptop, and make a fantastic looking proposal that the customer receives, and it distinguishes you from your competitors. And this is one of the advantages. So Stacy, I'm going to let you take it away from here.
All right. I am going to pause you for just a second. Sorry, Stacy. I muted everybody. So if you do have questions, please write it in the comments. I will jump in and help if with those questions, just so that we don't interrupt Stacy while she's presenting. So if you do have any questions, please put them in the comments and we will address them. All right, now Stacy, have fun.
All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is just show you how to create a proposal from scratch. And then Jen will also show you some examples, different total proposals, so you can kind of see how different ones look. All right, so from your dashboard, on the left-hand side, you have your menu, and we want to go to hover over prospects, and then select big proposal. And that's going to take us to the first page where one, you're going to see all of your proposals that you've created. We just have 2 right now, but you know, you could have a whole list after you're done if you have different target clients, or you know, you switch things up, maybe you stop using some for a while. Like for example, right now we're testing a couple different ones. What you'll notice in Customer Factor is it does offer quite a bit of information. So read the stuff, right? And what you're seeing on this page is just clarification of what the big proposal's purpose is. And it's not, oh, it has to be a big client. It's more that you have this opportunity, instead of sending a 1-page estimate with just numbers, you can present your company in a much more elaborate way. So multiple pages. And then we'll show you a little bit about that. But to get started down here, you're going to see the create a new big proposal button, and then we'll click that. All right, and this takes us to I call it a design screen. So this is where you're going to start to really create the look and the detail of the proposal. So the very first thing is the title. So as you saw on the page before, I just called ours residential, simple residential detail. You can title it whatever makes sense. And so, you know, I'm just going to put test proposal in this case. The next option is whether or not you want to make this your default. And what that means is that when you create your estimate and you go to send it, this one, if you select default, will be the primary one that it'll show, or you would need to otherwise select something else. So we'll just, I'm actually not going to select that in this case. So you can choose that. And then who's this for? So you have a whole list, right? In our case, we're strictly residential. We really only do recurring for the most part, but you want to select whoever your, who you send these proposals to primarily, or this one in particular. And so I'm going to say all customers in this case. All right, so the next option you'll see
The anxiety is
to copy pages from an already created proposal. You can start this from scratch. I'm going to scroll down real quick to kind of give you an idea of what it's referring to. So in this case, right now it has some default options, right? If you've already created a proposal that you have pages that already have information in them, this is a great opportunity to pull that information in so you don't have to repeat creating them. So I'm going to click that just to save us a little bit of time, but I'll still show you what we've got to do to get there. And another thing too, while we're here, is you're going to see these little question bubbles in various places. Really good information here, and it usually explains things very well. So you can hover over those to see more details. So I'm going to click to copy pages from a previous, and then on that pop-up, you'll get to choose what it is that you want to copy. So I'm going to select our detailed one. It shows me every page that's in there, and I can select which pages I want to pull from there. So we're going to copy, because this is a pretty in-depth, a full proposal. So we'll copy that, and I'll scroll down just to show you what it brought over. Okay, so now you see it brought all those pages and it organized them in the same way. All right, now you want to choose your format, and the format is really just in what do they see when they open this, right? So if we choose, you can hover over these blue links, or click them, sorry, and then we'll have a pop-up. Is everybody seeing the pop-up?
I do think the people that work for you should only have one goal.
All right, and this will give you an idea of what it looks like. So you have a few options here. See a little bit of difference just in the overall look. So you'll choose which one you prefer. I'm just going to stick with format 1, and then your colors. So they have some color options for you. What we did is, and if you choose any of these, I'm going to show you, for example, or an example of what it might look like. You have the option up here in your top right corner to preview as you go along. I love doing this. It gives you an idea. You got to edit something, because seeing it here on this dashboard doesn't necessarily, you don't get to see what you're doing as clearly. So we'll take a preview right now, and then we can see format and color scheme as well. Okay. And then if we were to choose the pink, you can see how that changes. Okay. What we do, because we have custom color, or brand colors rather, you can pick a custom color from the wheel, right? Or you can even type in your own custom code. So I'm going to just type ours in so you can see how that looks. 035 C86. All right, and then preview. Now that is our color for our company, and it's a really nice feature to have, to be able to pull in a brand color. All right, so choosing your color, and then PDF format. So when you email the proposal, they have the option to download, and then that's what you're going to want to choose, is what that looks like for them. And it's the same thing as what we had here just a minute ago. This is what they see. This is what it'll look like when they download. Choose the one that you like the look of best. Okay. If you have a slogan, this is the place to put it. You can just type that in, free type that in. All right. And including a credit card button on the final page. So not everybody takes payment at acceptance. We do deposits, or, you know, if you do any kind of payment before you schedule, this is the time you're going to want to decide whether or not you add that. We do. So I'm going to choose yes. You can see an example. They're really good about giving you the visual aspect of things. So I'm going to scroll in here, but you'll see this button, and that's what it's talking about. Do you want this in the proposal? Okay. All right, and then we've got a little bit of a cluster of information here. So I'm just going to go down first. Another option, something you need to think about, is whether or not you want, when they accept your proposal, do you want that to automatically convert to a job? We do this. If you don't, you'll have a couple of extra manual steps. The nice thing about having it convert automatically is that it's, you eliminate a couple of steps, but also on the calendar, it'll show job on hold. So you can also see if, I think it's a little easier to miss these if you don't automatically convert. So we check this off, so it's converting automatically. And then buttons, another button, just like I showed you here with the credit card button, you have the option. And if you remember on the preview in that top right corner, it'll say accept or decline. And this is where you're going to choose whether or not you want those options there. Not everybody does decline. We left it, so I'm just going to leave them exactly how it is. Company information, what do you want to show on the preview? So let me show you real quick the preview here. So in this upper left-hand corner, Feel Good at Home, it does not show our business name, just the city, right, and our contact information. I want to show our business name, so I'm going to check that off. And then everything, this is my cell phone number. I don't want that on there, so I'm going to skip that. And then now we can preview and see that it has all the information that I want to look at, or I want them to see. Okay. All right, and then your logo, we have ours loaded in settings. It's pulling that from there. You can change that out or add it. But if you have a logo in your settings, you'll see that on here. And ours is up in the right corner. Okay. All right, button text. This is so the button text, click here to view proposal, is what they're going to see in the initial email they get when you send them the proposal. So you'll have an email, the body of the email, you know, like, hello, you know, thanks for letting us send our information to you. Click here to view the proposal, but you can change this if you prefer different wording. And then there's an acceptance email. So anytime someone accepts the proposal, they're going to get another email afterwards, and you can see what it looks like here and edit accordingly. Okay. And then just edit anything that you want to change. And what's nice too is if you do have multiple proposals, you can do different emails for each one, or if you want to use the same one for them, all of them, without having to go back and manually change everything, you can just click this box to apply to all acceptance emails. All right, let's see, we have expiration date. We use expiration dates. It's kind of, in my opinion, a toss-up, you know, so you just have to know whether or not you want these to expire. And then if you do, you're going to choose how many dates. Keep in mind, if you do an expiration, when that date passes and they try to open it again, it's going to tell them to request another one. There's a button on there, request a new one, which you'll get an email for. You can't just simply resend the same one. It's not too difficult, but you'll have to copy and resend a new one. It's really not difficult, but there is a step involved. So you have to decide whether or not you care that much about an expiration. And this is where you'll do that. All right, and now we get to the meat of the proposal. So these are all the pages that we include in our full proposal. And it starts with an introduction, which is really just, you know, an introduction letter. And they'll give you samples that you can work with. They're pretty solid, you know, so even if you wanted to edit some of the wording, you know, they're professional, they look good, but you can also just create a new one from scratch. free type whatever you need. You have a signature block. If you, at any point during any of the proposal, you'll have options to add these tokens, which will give you like a signature block or buttons. It'll pull information in for you. All right. So in this case, we'll just stick with the sample. And then we'll close that up and move on to before and after photos. So these are going to show what I have already, but I'll show you how to pull it in. It's really just adding a file. All right, so you can, on each of these, you can change the name of the tab. I'm going to pull a preview up real quick. When they open it, this is what they're seeing. All the titles for each tab are right here along the left-hand side. And on, let's see, they don't. Yes, okay. The little arrow here on the far right, if you can follow me, will allow you to kind of skim through as well, but you can also click on these actual tabs, okay? All right, so photos, all you're doing is choosing a file. So you'll need them created ahead of time. Let's see, documents. And then you'll pull them in. So I don't have them in here, sorry. But we have them. So if I had my photo, I'd click that and it would pull in from files on your computer. All right, and you can add some text and that'll show up on the top of the page. Let's take a look at that again. Right, so take a look at some of our best work and then your photos will display. All right. Testimonials. I have a couple of different things in here. So you can just add plain text, right, for your testimonials. But another thing that we've done is bring in a screenshot. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to pull in a picture. Let's see, I'm going to upload from my computer. This is a review screenshot. Send it to server so that they can, okay, yep. All right, and so now let me get this on here so you can see what that looks like. But this is another thing to consider. So free, just plain text is one way, or bringing in an actual photo of the true review. And we'll take a look at what that looks like. Okay. All right, so you can see the difference between this is the free text and down here was Sean Bray's actual screenshot of his review. Just something to think about. Okay. All right, and then we have the proposal, which is the quote. So whether you use the word proposal or estimate or quote, that's what this tab will be for. And this is the money, honey. So then you're going to make some choices here. You can decide, so let's take a look at what this actually looks like. You're gonna be able to decide whether or not you want them checked off. Let's give that a second. Do we want them checked off already, or do we want to leave that option to the customer, right? So in this case, we have two options, and you can leave it so that they choose which one. And now notice too that the total, I have it right now, I have it set up where, oh, there's no amount on here. Shoot. Why is it not showing? All right, I'm gonna have to, I'll pull this up again. It looks like it's not okay. Either way, but if you choose one, right, then it'll show that one totaled. We have tax in our state, and then we do a deposit. So this is what they'd see. And then if they choose, both, or they choose the other, that's this interactive part of the estimate page. Okay, so you have the option to have checked, unchecked, and then also whether or not to total them. And we choose to leave the total on there because of the tax portion. If you don't have tax in your state, it might be a little less startling to leave it unchecked so that they're not seeing, a hefty amount for multiple services. And then there is an option to personalize. You can add some free text, have a signature block, or a credit card authorization. You can put that on this page as well. And all you're doing in this case is highlighting and copy and pasting with whatever you've written, right? So you'd write something and copy paste, and you'll get a signature block there. And I'll show you the signature block on another page too. All right, so that's our proposal. We added cleaning checklists. This is, in this case, so you'll choose a file, or you can do two things. I'm going to show you how it looks when we add something from, you know, an outside file. I've already got it on here, so you would select it. I've got a document in here already. I'll show you, but you can also just copy and paste, you know, free text in here. But this is what it looks like when you bring a file in. And the preview is a little different than what I'll show you. Hold on. All right, cleaning checklists. So there we go. That one's cleaner. Earlier my test. But you'll see it's a PDF view, right? So you'll get to view my actual PDF. And this is what it looks like for them as they're viewing it. Okay, and you can see how that looks different than, let's see, the testimonials, for example, when it's typed right into the text box. Okay.
While
Right.
I gotcha, we do have
Yeah.
a question on under testimonials. Can
Yes.
video testimonials be uploaded?
Right. So I would imagine, because it looks like they have the button. I've never done it. Have you done videos?
Yes, I have done videos. So I have a video in there, and also you can do like really cute links to a test. So we use SoTellUs. So we have our
Nice.
SoTellUs incorporated in this page as well.
So the SoTellUs, it's a link to, like, you click it and it'll take you to SoTellUs right from there. Do you know, is it set up to open another tab, or is it really, you know, does it take over their screen?
That's a very good question. I don't know that one. I'll have to
Well,
test.
keep
that
in mind if you're trying it out, right?
Yeah.
And what you do too, besides just preview, I mean, you're going to want to send one of these to yourself as a test, so you can really go through the whole process. All right, so cleaning checklist. Insurance is another one that I think several of us have added. And this just gives, you know, you can just give them a copy of your insurance if you feel like anybody really cares, especially commercial clients. This is really good for them. And then you can add text as well. So we'll take a look at that. This is going to be the same thing. Because I pulled in a file, it's going to show the PDF screen. Okay. All right. Let's see. Our agreement, which is our terms of service, we just copy and pasted that right in. Okay. And this is where we added added a signature block. So they have to acknowledge it with a signature, and it'll timestamp their, let me show you, their IP address as well. And I like that because, you know, we want everybody to really understand the terms and how we work and what to expect. And this way we know that they've seen it, since people don't like to read these things usually, or at least if they have to take some accountability. But when you scroll down to the bottom, this is where the signature block, where we can copy and paste. So they give it to you here. Just going to copy and then paste wherever you want it to be. All right. And then a closing letter. You know, if you want to say any final statements here, this is the way to do it. It just ties it up real nice and neatly. And you can use samples, create a new one, and then you can also add signatures here as well. Okay, so that's a fully created one. This is the final preview, which we've popped up in here a few times, but you know, you see all the tabs. This is they're most likely going to be clicking through just to kind of browse. They may be just gunning for the proposal page, but at the very least, anybody who's interested to know more about your company, what you have going on, we've had pages in here for cleaning for a reason. I'm trying to think of what else we've ever done. If you're having any referral, oh my goodness, referral program. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Referral programs, that this is a great opportunity to present that to people. I don't know how many you have that you have clients that come in that you don't actually get to talk to. This is really great for that. They get to see a lot of things that you may not otherwise be able to present. All right. So that's that. What any questions that have come up that I need to go back to? All right. And then I can show you some of hers. This is one that Chelsea sent us as an example. This is one of theirs. So they have testimonials, the proposal, what to expect. Okay. Let's see, preparing for your sparklers, what they call their techs. FAQs, that's a good one. Okay. They have a link to their license through the state. Fine print and closing. Right. All right.
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure. Sure, Janice?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
About when you finish the proposal, and because normally I have client, they will want a price for deep clean.
Yes.
And then they want me to give them options for bi-weekly and monthly.
Yes.
And one time I put it all in there and it was like, holy cow, everything is like over $1,000.
Right.
So I was like, you have to select one, but how do I do that? So they only get one, or you have to send it one at a time?
So this will be answered later on. So let us get through the whole presentation.
Okay, I didn't know. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's a great question because that is something that you really have to consider when we're sending out multiple services like that. But I think as far as right here, the one thing to consider is whether or not you want everything totaled, because that it might be a lot of what you're experiencing or what they're experiencing is they see this hefty total and it's like, what? So maybe not totaling it is going to be a good option here.
Yes, that's what we do. And I will show you that in our proposal.
Awesome. Good. All right. Jen?
Stacy, if you can stop sharing so Jen can share.
Oh, yes. That'd help.
Good job, Stacy. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Do I only have pause share? What am I
So
doing?
if you hit the, so it's going to be up at your top arrow and it's going to say something.
Hold on, I'm getting there.
I can
Stop share. It's right here.
Yep.
All right, we're good.
And Stacy, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, Stacy Conkle. I'm with the Beautiful Day Cleaning. We're in Northwest Arkansas. We just opened residential a year ago. So we started with Jobber, and Jobber's great. It's user-friendly, it's great. It's just very limited, and I don't feel like it really caters to our industry. And I know that Customer Factor, we work with a lot of different industries, but there's so much more to offer, a lot more detail.
Thank you. Jen, you are muted, just FYI.
Thank you for that. So my name is Jen Renee Herbert. I work at Clean and Simple Cleaning with Stacy Sutton is the owner and I am the business manager. So we are going to kind of take it where Stacy left off and go to the next part of the proposal. And so I have my little prospects here. So if we enter into this, you know, creating that, that estimate here and putting down, you know, whatever you're doing. So if we're doing like a weekly service, adding in that price, we're going to do this by month because it's a commercial client. So adding extra details about here, what that cleaning is going to entail, or, you know, billing monthly, anything that you want to add. And exactly, a lot of times we're giving pricing for different services. So if we're going to also give a price for bi-weekly service, we would add that in here. We're going to pay it by the month. We often do hourly charges. So we would put in how many estimated hours that we would be doing, and then, you know, the price per hour, and then it calculates it all up. We often will put some additional details here, especially if it's on a commercial, that it has to be, you know, the cleanings will take place Mondays after 3 p.m. And so when you have all of that exactly, we don't display our estimates on the calendar, but that's a, you know, preference. You can save that and it will pop up here in your current estimates. And then you're going to click here and email or print. When you get to this page, here we go. Coming down here and clicking this, if there are 2 or more jobs listed above and you don't want them totaled, I'm clicking this. So that's another spot to put that, to make sure that these aren't showing up as it's going to be $750 per month, because they're going to really choose between these 2 options. And then you can come up here. I'm going to choose to email the proposal, and see, it will pop up. And then I can decide which big proposal I want to do. So I'll do the commercial big proposal with fogging. It's an option that we offer. Here you can also preview the big proposal. So this lets you have that last minute check to make sure that you pick the right proposal. It has everything that you're looking for. So, and here we'll have that, you know, with the prices not totaled up, gives you some of the details right there on the, and then here it has our information about, and this is, we entered in these photos just the same way that Stacy showed you the different photos of before and after. So we have all of that. Everything looks good here. So then we're ready to go ahead and send that email. So then to show you kind of what it looks like, when the customer actually gets the proposal, you know, coming right in here, click here to view the proposal. Oh, well, that's not what we want. Well, let me try. Well, I'm not sure what's exactly happening. Well, it was working before I was on here.
Of course, technical difficulties, right? Right?
Yeah, so. I had them sent so we didn't have to wait. I don't know. I can try and send it again and see if the new one would.
If needed, I can jump in and share mine.
Here we got a new proposal.
I think it had that error message where it couldn't send to Gmail, right?
Well, it usually just takes a second for it to, then we'll send it a different way. Here we go. I knew it would work. And so this is ours. This is what we use for commercial. When we are using fogging, we also have a commercial without fogging because that's a special thing. So we just have ours copied in here with some stars. We do have a link to the rest of our reviews. Just some information about that you can customize your cleaning. And again, kind of explaining what the flagging, this is a big thing that we did during COVID. And then we have our closing and the accept and decline right here. So it's really easy for it to pop up right in their email, and that then they're, it's really a great way for them to see your story and be able to tell share your story about the company and what you're all about. So some of our other types of big proposals that we have is we have one for one-time residential clients. After we've done an in-person estimate, we don't do as many of those anymore, but we do follow it up with an estimate or with a proposal. So that one's basically the same thing, but it is, the first letter is tweaked a little bit because we've actually met them and seen their home. So for the one time, let's see, to preview this, again, we have our introduction, why choose us, our testimonials that are different for commercial versus residential. We have our before and after photos. We talk a little bit about our different services, since we would love to have them, start with regular service. We have some information about which products that we use. We have one with and without this. Again, you have your quote and the our terms and conditions. So it's not, ours isn't, too different, but it just has, a little different. Does anyone have any questions?
No questions, but I love that you have a little bit of description on your cleaning supplies provided.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that will ask, is it pet friendly? Are they kid friendly? We're in the Seattle area, so people are always asking about green and environmental and what steps we've taken for that. So that's one of the things that we, have added in.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna, I guess, jump in and share. We have my business, and then Lynn from Sparkle Plenty told us that we could share hers. She's not on here today because they had plans. So they gave me permission to share theirs. So so shout out to Lynn. Thank you for letting us see your big proposal, because I thought it was very pretty. So the different ideas that she kind of has on her big proposal, she has her introduction, and then, why choose us? And I love how she put her pictures down here of what I'm going to steal this from her on this. So testimonials, again, she just typed it out. Then we've got the proposal. And so she only did one here so that she had that total. And I think when you do have a sales tax, it is a little bit easier maybe to do one at a time. I don't know if I am blessed that I don't have to charge sales tax in my state. Then she has her what to expect, which I'll go slowly through here. So then when you guys look over the screen or the recording, you can pause it if you want. Preparing for your sparkler. I loved this. Frequently asked questions. And then she has her license that goes to her business license. So I like how she said fine print. On mine, I have terms and conditions. I think I'm going to change mine to fine print. So I love being able to see other people and what they're doing. And then she has her in closing here as well. And then I will go into mine. So because I don't have sales tax, I do lump sum everything. So I'm kind of going to show you from the estimate side of it. Oops. So on mine, I have my introduction, which I didn't hardly change from customer factor because it sounded good. So I was okay with it. But seeing everybody else's, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to up my game here. So I have a picture or a PDF in regards to showing our different services and how we, what we do in those different services. And I am in rural Oklahoma and I'm at home, so my internet is going to be super slow. So we have all of our before and afters kind of in here, and I like to show my staff. So anytime I can show my beautiful staff, I love it. So here is where it's nice if you don't have sales tax. So my clients can come in here and pick the Supreme Deep Clean and the biweekly and have it automatically show cue us that that's what they want. But I might be changing it because I'm going to be adding a deposit because I've learned from other people. Testimonials. So here's again where I put that link to Sotellus. So then it comes up to my Sotellus review page, which is lovely. So it does bring into, it pops up a new no, it doesn't. So yuck. So that answered your question, Stacy. It uses that same page. Questions you might have. So this is pretty much our fees. Any kind of little things. Our service, our additional services. We have our W-9. I want to prove that we are a legal company. So I actually have that on here. I want to compete with the individuals because I have a lot of individuals in my rural area. And I just wrote out my workers' comp in here. And then we do have our terms and conditions in here. So, and in closing is my beautiful in closing, please buy from me. All right. Now I guess we open it up. Oh, I guess I need to introduce myself and RJ needs to introduce himself. I am Stephanie Ramsey. I am in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. So my population is 37,000. So I'm in a big town. But we love being here and yeah. RJ?
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Hi, everyone. I'm RJ Patel. I'm in the northwest quadrant of Atlanta, Georgia, called Kennesaw. And our county is kind of itty bitty like Stephanie's. We only have 900,000 people here. So yeah, you know, it's itty bitty compared to somebody else. Probably Laura, New York, New Jersey. Anyway, it's hard to see everybody because many people are have not turned on their cameras. But I would like to know, if you're not turned on your camera, please put it in the chat. Was this session helpful? We'd like to know. Like, you can nod your head, yes. Throw your arms up in the air and say yes. Give us some feedback, right? Give us some feedback. Exactly. Thumbs up, thumbs down, neutral, however you wish. But your feedback is important. Thank you. That's great, TJ. Send one to everybody. This is something that we started a while back. Paul from Hoboken, myself, started the Facebook group because we were needing information. We were seeking more training, and it wasn't available at the time. So we just started this group, and I know Lisa's on this group. We batted this idea around, and it's finally come to fruition today. So there's a lot of people to thank here. Paul from Hoboken, Lisa is in Medina, Ohio, Stacy's in Washington, Marlo is in South Carolina, Stephanie, Stacy, Jen, who's with Stacy in Seattle. So there's a lot of people to say thank you to for initiating this and now getting this started. Our next session, and I'd like to share my screen if possible. This is something that we shared a while back, and if you all can see, these are the things that our customer factor can do. Okay, starting with the big proposal, the marketing, the reporting, the tasks, external automation, internal automation, scheduling, and employees HR. And there are a few other things that people have shared that I need to add to this, but this is what customer factor is capable of doing. If some of us, like Jesse said earlier, he just started with this in August, he may not know all this. And we want to share this information freely to say, this is what's available. This is what you can do with this. This is really an amazing CRM, and we just need to learn more about it. And this is a platform that we're offering. So are there any questions? You can Stephanie, if you want to unmute, and if there are any questions, we can try to answer them.
So what is our next talk going to be about in 2 weeks?
Yes, we are going to do this every 2 weeks from today, unless there's some kind of a holiday that falls in. It'll be every 2 weeks on a Thursday, 3 o'clock Eastern time. And next week's or the next topic in 2 weeks is going to be about scheduling.
Yay.
So, and if you feel, right, if you feel that you are really good or somebody on your staff is really good at scheduling, please reach out to us. My email, I'm going to put it in the chat. Please jot it down and email me and say, you know what, I'm really good at this. I can help. And that's what we need. We need people to step up and say, I can help. This is an area that I'm really good at. And I want to contribute. And we want your contribution to this group, please. Okay, so jot down it's in the chat. Write it down and please send me emails. And then Stephanie, you are going to be posting this where?
It'll be, so we'll have it on YouTube and then it'll go into, I'll have a link because it's long. We'll have a link in the actual Facebook event. So we aren't cluttering up everything. So each week or each time we'll have an event in there, just so it's a little bit easier and a little bit cleaner.
Awesome, thank you. And Lisa Kirkpatrick, did you want to say anything?
Well, hello, everybody. I'm sorry, my camera's not working. Otherwise, I'd have it on. I loved seeing everybody's big proposals today because I think it got juices flowing and different ideas and how different people use the different sections. So, you know, collectively as a group, I just love the fact that we can share and learn from each other and make all of our businesses better together. I do have a question about the next one. I mean, scheduling. I mean, I don't schedule, but I mean, we have certain workarounds and things like that. I mean, what exactly are you thinking for the next call? Because I'm happy to help. I just don't know how helpful I may be. Like, RJ, you saw how we put in tasks and open jobs. Like, I can show that, how we do that.
So so the people that are interested, we do like a training session the Monday before.
Okay.
Just so that the people that are interested in doing that, we know what everybody's doing. Yeah. So it looks like we know what we're doing when we get on here.
Well, you guys did a great job for today. I was so impressed. I'm like, everybody had a part, everybody did their thing. It was wonderfully done. So I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this was not just show up today and we're going to, you know, present to you. We did spend some time on this because we want to perfect the presentation idea because we want to be as clear and precise as possible and make this a great learning tool for everybody.
And I would love to see some power washing and some other companies in here than just cleaning. So I'm going to challenge some of these power wash guys. Come on, I'd love to see you helping out.
Yeah.
Lisa, that task thing was a game changer for me. I would love to see you present that and maybe get a couple other people's takes on that as well.
Okay. Sure, absolutely.
So why don't we put task as our third learning video. Next time is going to be scheduling, and then 2 weeks from then, so a month from now, Lisa, we can work on tasks.
Well, I use the tasks and scheduling a lot.
I do too.
Oh, it goes hand in hand?
It does. I mean, you tell me what you need and I'm happy to do either way.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
And then I do have another question. I had somebody reach out to me about they were interested in learning like how the scheduling works on Customer Factor. They're currently using another scheduling software. Are we allowed to invite them into the group?
Absolutely. I've
Sure,
been inviting people.
Okay, because they're not currently using it, but they're very interested in using it. And I just, before I did that, I wanted to make sure I wasn't overstepping a boundary.
Yeah. And TJ, I can guarantee you, you know more than I do. So do not hesitate to step up and offer, you know, if it's a specific area of customer factor or you have a general idea and are very comfortable with the entire thing, come on, bring it. Let's
TJ,
put our
TJ, I want to see
collective
you more.
efforts. Yeah, we can put our collective efforts together and then showcase it, and people will learn. There's no question.
Yes.
Okay, so Catherine, same thing. Alicia, same thing. Look, you may be new at this. Jesse, you might be new at this, but you might be brilliant at technology, and you might be able to teach us something. So don't hesitate. Pitch in. Okay. I know Jesse said he is in the pressure washing business, commercial pressure washing, right? Or is it both? You're muted.
You got me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do very many residential. It's got to be kind of worth our while. We're letting that go to the little guys. We're concentrating more on the big stuff, the commercial stuff.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Let's see. Chris, what business are you in?
Hey RJ, yeah, we're in HVAC cleaning. So
Okay.
our core business is ductless mini splits. We're up here in New York City, Long Island. And then we do duct and dryer vents and
So you do duct cleaning, right?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, and I haven't actually started using the software yet. I'm kind of coming over from House Call Pro. And
Okay. Cool.
I use
Awesome.
a few things, so it's taking a while to get everything implemented. So
Well, then this is the perfect time for you to be doing this stuff, these training.
yeah, after this week, I don't have much to do.
Awesome. Anybody else that's in a different field besides maid services or commercial cleaning, or commercial pressure washing, or like Chris, duct cleaning, HVAC cleaning? Anybody else? Window cleaning or anything like that? Okay, so everybody else is in the maid service business then. Okay, if you don't speak up, I have to assume.
The one person who's in the window cleaning. I'm
Okay,
sorry, I can't pronounce your name.
Hi, my name's Indira, and I'm with Empire Window Cleaning, and we have been using Customer Factor for, oh, I don't know, many years. I'm gonna say 10 at the least.
Awesome.
So you
Okay.
know it probably better than I do.
all right.
I don't know, maybe.
And Indira is actually a Indian name.
It sure is, but I am Mexican.
Okay. All right. Well, great. I think we can stop recording now. And I want to thank again everybody, Stacy, Jen, Stephanie, and you all for coming.